Good morning, Softball America, and welcome to Softball America HQ here at the Women's College World Series in Oklahoma City. We are glad that you're here. Tara's got the chat up on her laptop, so we are just rocking and rolling ahead of opening day here at Devon Park. Gray Robertson, Tara Henry. Hello, Tara.
Good morning, everybody. It's officially Women's College World Series Day.
Yes, it is.
It's Thursday, and I could not be more excited for the 4 games that we get to watch today.
I know, and we're going to be there all day. It's going to be a blast. Brady's here.
Oh, Brady's producing the show today.
Brady's producing the show.
Yep.
Do you want to come? No, you can stay. It's up to you.
We will bring him in.
We'll bring him in. Yeah, Nicole's here. Grace is here. We've got the whole gang.
Yeah, let us know where you guys are tuning in from, and would love to hear where you're at all across the country. We've got loads of people in the chat, so good morning. And we'll try and see if I can get these up there.
I have no idea if that's... Wow, you can. Tara's also producing, apparently.
Yes. Oh, my goodness. Good morning. From Robert. Sarah, good morning. Fang's here. Nick Tarina is here. Howdy.
What's up, Nick?
Again, let us know where you are. Oh, that's just Fang talking about Women's College World Series. I thought it was a good morning. Yeah, let us know where you're tuning in from. And we've got a lot to talk about. But we're going to be quick. We're going to be 30 minutes because we got to get to the field.
We do have to go to the field. Real quick, at the top, we'll also announce it at the bottom. Tara, special show coming tomorrow. What are we doing?
Oh, my goodness. So we are going to be live from Chicken N Pickle.
Mm-hmm.
Chicken N Pickle.
In Pickle.
Chicken N Pickle. So tomorrow will be live 11 Central, and you guys can come and join us. And also, we might be playing pickleball as well. Might be.
That's half the reason I'm going.
Well, Gray is nursing a little bit of an injury, so
I will be ready. Okay, I'm friends with the athletic trainer at Florida. If I got to get shot up with something, I'm going to get shot up with something. Okay, I am ready to either team up with Nicole and take down 2 of you at home who will be joining us, or to team up with one of you at home and take down Nicole. This is where I make my statement.
Yeah, I can't wait to play as well. Brady, are you and I partners? Is that what's happening?
Or Gray and Nicole versus Tara and Brady? That'd be tough for you. I'm sorry.
Just so you know, I played tennis in high school.
This is the one sport I'm good at, so
I'm okay at pickleball. We'll see. That'll be fun. So you guys are invited, and it'll be tomorrow at 11 Central. Chicken N Pickle will be up on the site, or will be up on social media. But it's going to be a fun one, and we've got everybody tuning in. Look at this. They're talking about the weather right now. Good morning, Stephanie Kelly is tuning in from Pittsburgh.
Cool.
Good morning,
hey Stephanie.
Jacqueline Reed from Nashville. Go Lady Vols. Sarah's tuning in from Norman, heading to OKC soon.
Not a long drive.
Yeah.
As someone who did that last week.
This is a great comment from Mark. Brady had the best questions at the press conferences yesterday. Nice job.
Good job, Brady. Yeah. Oh, proud of you, buddy.
All right. Any questions about the Chicken N Pickle? You guys can message me. I'm so excited about it.
I can't wait.
We'll do a live show, and we're going to play pickleball. They also have Jenga and cornhole, and I think ping pong, battleship, maybe. Lots of fun.
So. You know, I will say this, and this is a great transition into our first game. The most intense pickleball matchup I have ever had was in 2019 at the home of Allison Habits. And it was me and Tom versus Nathan Sheehan, Alabama SID.
This is a smooth transition?
Yes. And Stephanie Van Brakel Prothrow, who might be the most competitive person. And rain stalled it. It was tied at 19. We have still never finished it. Maybe we can do that at some point with Steph, the Florida pitching coach, as we get ready for Florida, Texas to kick off at 11 a.m. Central, noon Eastern time. That is the first. Keep in mind, folks, that the day session is quote-unquote prime time because of the ABC time slots later on in the week. So we've got like the games kicking us off. And Florida, Texas, a matchup that we've already seen this year in Gainesville. Florida lost that series. Texas took the first 2 games. Florida won on Monday Night Softball. But I think the biggest thing that intrigues me in this one, Tara, back in that series, we did not see Keegan Rothrock. She was out. She was hurt. So this will be the first time Texas has seen her in the circle this year.
Absolutely. And I think we're going to see two very different teams that we saw. And I think that was a huge theme in the press conferences. I went back and watched them. I think the coaches were very clear that these teams aren't the same as they were when they first faced one another. And again, I think Keegan in the circle, when Keegan goes, we've seen her carry the load. Mm-hmm. So for me, it's going to really rest on her shoulders. And both have really potent offenses, have speed, have power. So pretty balanced, I think, on both sides. But I think this is going to be what happens in the circle and in Tegan Cavan and Keegan Rothrock.
Yeah, if that is the matchup, and I think we're all assuming that's the pitching matchup.
I would think so.
Yeah, I can't wait for it. It's going to be a lot of fun, and we'll see how each team handles kind of the power bats of the other side. Like, how does Florida pitch Reese Atwood? How does Texas pitch Taylor Shoemaker and Jocelyn Erickson? How you handle some of those moments and how you do with the batters right after, I think will be the big determining factor in this game. A game that kind of feels like either way it's going to be decided by a run. Might be like a 5-4, 6-5, 4-3 type game.
Yeah, and I'm calling a Kendra Falvey catch at some point this morning.
Oh, well, Gold Glove winner.
I'm calling one. I think it's going to happen. I'm feeling it. I'm feeling a Falvey catch, Rob, in the outfield. But again, I think it's going to be, like you said, pitching and who has great defense. I think when the defense breaks down on mm-hmm. either side, that's going to be really important. And in front of, we'll see how many are at the Women's College World Series for this game one, like crowd size. Like, mm-hmm. What do you think? I don't know.
Who are the OU fans in attendance cheering for? Probably mm-hmm. Florida. So if I'm Florida, I'm trying to harness that crowd support and get that home field advantage, more or less, because the OU fans are going to show up for the second game of the day against Tennessee. Do we want to move on to there?
Let's go.
Okay, so we've already seen this, too. Notable theme in the Thursday games. A lot of these teams have already played each other this year. Tennessee went to Norman not so long ago, a little over a month ago, took 2 out of 3 against the Oklahoma Sooners. Carlin Pickens was exquisite. Both wins for Tennessee were against Sam Landry. Kirsten Deal was exceptional in game 2 to get the win for the Sooners, but OU is in postseason form. And as I've talked about on Out of the Box and earlier this week on Good Morning Softball America, they've got the intangible. Like, we talk about the postseason intangible all the time. There's no better example of it than the Sooners, who just always, every year, no matter what the regular season looks like, find a way to peak at this very moment right here when they roll into Devon Park.
And I think a lot of that has to do with their mentality. Nellie Marinas, easy for me to say, said that in the press conference. It's a very blue-collar type of mentality. They work hard. They work on their craft. And that's what allows them to be so free, because they have that belief in knowing that they worked hard all week. And, Coach Patty Gasso also said she's smiling a lot more this year because she's getting to coach. And I think we're seeing a really different side of Coach Gasso. I don't know if you saw the Mount Rushmore piece where they asked her who would be on the Mount Rushmore, OU Mount Rushmore. She almost forgot Lauren Chamberlain, and she goes, oh my gosh, at the end. So I think there's a lightness around this team where in previous years, there was a ton of pressure. And I'm not saying there's not pressure, but I don't know. And just listening to them speak in the presser yesterday and watching them all season long, there is a lightness and a freeness about this squad. And I think you see that in their play. And again, Sam Landry has a ton to do with that. I think she's done an incredible job leading the Sooners in the circle. But you've got your quiet leaders in Ella Parker and Gabby Garcia as a freshman, for her to have a season that she's had. And she's so well-spoken and is able to lead on that left side with Nellie McEnroe-Arenas, a left side that is all brand new, and a team that is pretty much all brand new that after a couple, Pickering obviously in right. So just, again, I think you're right, Gray. This is going to be a very different game than I think we saw earlier in the season. And Pickens throwing 79.4. Breaking the record.
Yeah.
Bravo to Pickens.
If she might need to reach 80 today, but God bless her.
But it was great. They asked Coach Gasso how they prepared for Tennessee in Pickens this week, and she was kind of tight-lipped about it. She didn't really say. She goes, well, then I'm going to be giving away what our strategy is. But she commended Pickens and said it's great for the game. And I think we're going to see, again, a very different Oklahoma-Tennessee game than we saw earlier in the season.
It's going to be interesting, too, because Tennessee is also a different team. And their strategy that weekend, they didn't really go heavy on Carlin starting. They used her a lot in relief to finish games. And my guess is that won't be something that they try today. Carlin Pickens was probably starting that game. But also, like, Karen Weekly totally jiggled up the lineup for games 2 and 3 against Nebraska. So do we see that lineup 1 through 9, or does she kind of go back to what the season overall has looked like for the Lady Balls? I'm not 100% sure. We've seen her move a lineup around in the postseason and it not worked before. So again, all things to consider that we will see at 2:30 Eastern time for the second game of the day.
Yeah, I mean, Dodge and Leach, both the two of them, really impressed with, what happened in that series. And like you said, Karen's not afraid to mix things up.
No.
She, like we said, she threw Pickens for an inning and then took her out in the series that they had in the regular season. And then again, mixing up the lineup. So I think another team and another coaching staff that is also playing free. And there is also another lightness about, I think, Karen Weekly that you're seeing in the press conferences, and just an immense amount of respect for this program. And again, Carlin and what she's been able to accomplish.
Yeah, so can't wait for that game. 2:30 Eastern time. That'll be Beth, Michelle, Mendoza, Holly Rowe, whole gang for those first two. And then we've got a little bit of a break. And so let's take a break ourselves before we get to the night session, Tara, and talk about the big news in the sport, which was announced earlier today. Kind of teased a little bit by Karen Weekly yesterday in the presser, but it's the collaboration between Major League Baseball and the AUSL, which is very, very exciting for a lot of softball fans. We've talked to Sam Fisher a good bit today. She's involved and she's out the wazoo pumped. Just what Kim Ng has done. The interview on CBS this morning is out on Twitter right now. And this is obviously a very, very big step for pro softball and for the AUSL as a whole.
It's huge. And what great news to wake up to this morning on the first day of the Women's College World Series, to know that Major League is going to finally support a pro league and believes in it, and be able to give resources and stream games and really help grow the sport. So just hats off to, Athletes Unlimited, Kim Ng, and again, Sam Fisher, because we know our good friend is doing a lot of work there, and can't wait for, season to start. I think
it's like a week, like June 7th.
We're not far from it.
No.
It is right around the corner.
Yeah, we got the Talons, Roll Talons. We got the Volts, the Bandits, and the Blaze all getting started like within a week. It's a little over a week, but
opening day is
June
next Saturday.
Yeah.
So a week from Saturday.
Yeah.
We're right there, people. But this is huge. This is huge for our sport. This is huge for women's sports. And I can't wait to see how this partnership grows.
Yeah. So shout out to the AUSL. Awesome stuff. Great announcement coming today. Anything in the chat before we go to the night session, Tara?
People are excited about the partnership. I want to watch Pickens. Let's see.
Pickens in person it's something.
It is.
That thing moves. Let me tell you, it scoots. The velo is visible.
Yeah, Stephanie's excited for this partnership. Huge. Can't wait for AUSL next weekend. Yeah, cool.
Love it.
Do you guys have any more questions on those first two games or the AUSL? Put them in the chat. They're all right. You guys are all right here with us.
Yeah. Let's go to the night session. This is the chaos duo of Kevin and Amanda, our friends who always seemingly get the weird games, whether it be walk-offs or bizarre plays. And the first game of the day that they get, the third game at the Women's College World Series, features two newbies who are learning the postseason World Series intangible for the first time, except for the one player on one of them. And it's Texas Tech versus Ole Miss, the 12-seed Red Raiders led by Nisha against Ole Miss, who's coming in red hot. We talked about this on Monday. You could just kind of sense something different about them at the SEC tournament. They've got three arms that they can go to at the drop of a hat, and an offense 1 through 9 that's just producing. They're taking risks. They're taking the extra base. They're stealing home. Like, they're trying things, and that's that leads to an interesting matchup that could potentially be a little uncomfortable for Texas Tech because of the pressure that the Rebels put on you all the way around.
Yeah, I think it's similar on both sides. I think Texas Tech does the same thing and watch them do that exact very thing against Florida State. But again, it's two programs that haven't been here before. And I think whoever is able to be okay in the moment and realize it's just another softball game, that's who is going to be the one that comes out on top. Now, I think Texas Tech has the advantage here in Nyjah playing.
Nyjah existing, yes.
But also she has that experience in being here, and I think that's really important. It's, can Ole Miss go out and play with that, carefree attitude and swing the bat like, can you not hear me?
No, I was trying to be subtle, but that ship sailed.
Again, Leah Binford, Lexi Brady in the presser. I think this is huge for Ole Miss. I think it's huge for the program and Jamie Traxel. And again, this is a team that just kind of plays with a chip on their shoulder. No one thinks that, they're supposed to be here. But again, they've proven that they're a viable contender. And this one, to me, is going to be really exciting to see how this Ole Miss goes up against Texas Tech and Nyjah Reed Kennedy. To me, this is a game that I'm really excited to see.
This one feels like it might be, again, because Kevin and Amanda are on it, I think it might be the weird one today. Like, I don't really necessarily know what I'm going to get. I feel like Texas Tech is going to win, but I can't necessarily pinpoint how. I almost feel like it might come down to what Nyjah does at the plate. And what she's able to do with the bat in her hand.
Calling a Nyjah bomb?
Maybe. I don't know.
Maybe or yes. Yes, I feel like you are. I feel like that was calling a Nyjah bomb.
Not necessarily a bomb, but I feel like she's going to do something at the plate that determines the outcome.
Okay. I like this.
That's kind of where the vibe is. Just because with games like this, it's usually the people you suspect, but not in ways that you suspect them to impact the game.
Yeah, I think the only thing is, obviously, I'm not quite sure who Ole Miss is going to start.
Right.
And that's hard to prepare for 3-4 different pitchers than it is for one. I'm not sure who they're going to start.
I have to think Bree Lopez is starting with Binford at the ready to come in, and Wachenio. But again, like, this is where film work, right, comes into play. When you watch Texas Tech swings, how do they do against upspin? How do they do against downspin? How do they do with the curveball? Like, you've got three pitchers who are very, very good at very distinct things. Mm-hmm. So you're checking that film, you're checking all the data and everything and seeing what the best matchup is and having everybody else ready to go. It's definitely the matchup here that I feel like the loosest grip on. I feel like I kind of know, I can game out in my head what happens and everything else, at least what I think will happen. And this one, I'm not 100% sure. Do we have a super chat?
We do, from Bishop Frank. He's saying, check out Inside River Rafting.
River rafting?
Like literally
like on a river?
Indoor? Cool. Okay. Well, we'll see what we can do. Thank you.
Can we do a live show from a raft? Is that a thing?
Sounds kind of dangerous. All right.
Mm-hmm. I don't know.
Thanks, Frank.
I have like 8 of these microphones, so we can just cycle them out. We have one more game.
People are talking a lot about this AUSL, so the touring and where they're playing. All of the information on where the AUSL is playing is up on the website. Let me grab it. I can put it up in the chat for you all, and Greg can preview our last matchup of the day.
Yeah, so game 4, also Kevin and Amanda and Taylor McGregor cooking as well at Hall of Fame Stadium. We've got Oregon and UCLA. Another rematch. We've seen this already. They played it in Eugene. Oregon won 2 out of 3 in that series. One of the games pretty lopsided. In fact, a couple of the games pretty lopsided, including the UCLA win. But this is, that classic Big Ten matchup between the Bruins and the Ducks, 9:30 Eastern time, coming up later tonight. I know that joke is getting tired. I'm sorry, guys, but I have to make it. And I think the question is kind of the same for UCLA as it is for Ole Miss. Not 100% sure who they're going to start. You could argue Caitlin Terry. You could argue Taylor Tinsley. Wouldn't be shocked if we saw Addison Fisher at some point tonight. For Oregon, got to think it's Lindsey Grine getting the ball in the circle, especially considering how she pitched in that last game against Liberty.
Yeah, I think, and if you look back to the series, Addison Fisher, I think, had the most success against Oregon. So again, I wouldn't be surprised, but she is a freshman, and this is a big, arena. But again, I don't think UCLA has ever been afraid to put in a freshman at the Women's College World Series. It's happened numerous times. And I don't see how you don't go with Lindsey Grine. And again, another offense, both offenses can go. And I want to see, do Jordan Woolery and Megan Grant, do they hold them down? Like I want to, those are the two at bats I'm keeping my eye on. But again, I think Savvy Polo is key here too, and Jessica Clements at the top of that lineup. And when they get on base, it allows those two to have opportunities at the plate. So I think UCLA's top of the lineup, obviously getting things going. Same thing with Oregon, but maybe the bottom of the lineups are going to be key. Who can get on base to turn that lineup over? And I think those will both be important. And we're going to see some stealing. Obviously.
Yeah, that was what I was going to say is
I knew that was coming next.
Which team, specifically UCLA, can handle the chaos on base better, because Oregon is going to run. The Luchars are going to take off. They're going to put pressure on you. They're going to try and lay some stuff down. They're going to do hit and runs, bunt and runs. They're going to steal. So who is able to handle the chaos better? Because, again, we see this every year in the World Series. Things can get sped up a little bit. And all of a sudden you can make one mistake and look up and it's, oh no, how did we get in this scenario where the bases are loaded and we're down 2-0? And if we give up one more hit, then yikes. It was good to see Riley McCoy back against Liberty. So have to assume that she will be good to go and ready to rock and roll. And that's a very important bat to have one of the top 3 Freshman of the Year finalists ready to go for Oregon to drive in all those speedsters at the top of the lineup.
Oh, absolutely. And we're getting so many, suggestions in the chat for Oklahoma City. I'm loving it. Go to the Mule from Sarah, and anything else you guys have in terms of recommendations. We love it. Oh, another super chat. Hi, James.
What'd James say?
Character holding their head in their hand saying incredible. Thanks, James.
I assume incredible? Thank you. Incredible. Maybe, I don't know. What time is it? 9:25. All right, we have 5 minutes left. What, Tara, I'm going to ask, I think we've done this every year, more or less. Yes. I know I was kind of here last year, sort of. What is the one thing, don't laugh at me, Brady. What is the one thing, if you had to make like one prediction of something we're definitely going to see today?
Ooh,
what
today?
Would it be? Today.
Oh. Brady has a I was like,
it doesn't have to be a result. Up and
was like, oh,
it can be a performance.
What are we gonna see today?
It can be a moment. You already called a Falby catch.
Well, I was gonna say I called the Falby catch. I think we're gonna see one game is gonna be close. I think we're gonna see a pitcher's duel. One of them.
One pitcher's duel.
One out of the 4. The rest, I think it's gonna just be balls flying out.
All right. Here is my prediction.
It's kind of boring. That was kind of boring prediction.
I think Tennessee scores first against Oklahoma, but Oklahoma wins.
Okay.
Is my prediction for how that game goes.
Brady, do you have a prediction?
Anything you want to throw out there,
The people wanted
Brady?
to see Brady.
Yeah, come here, buddy. Roommate, come here, pal. Guys, Brady's coming on camera. Okay, get over here. No, and you don't want to.
You don't have a prediction?
Pickens strikes out double digits but loses.
Ooh. In case you missed it, Pickens strikes out double digits but loses. Man, I can't believe you bring that OU hate up in here. Come on, Brady. Grace, you got anything? Waffles are good.
Grace is having breakfast. It's okay.
Grace is eating.
She'll get back to
I
us
sprung
when
that
she
on
has
you
it.
quickly. Yeah, be thinking about it. Let's see, is the chat saying anything?
They're just talking about OU Tennessee.
James kills
Fang.
me.
Pickens shuts out OU and ends that streak. Ooh,
wow.
Fang. Okay, Fang. Sarah's so happy to see Brady. Xavier says we're going to see Pickens break her speed record again. Yeah. Yeah, I think that's
how many home runs are hit in the first game? So Florida, Texas. That's a good question. I will go 2.
Florida, Texas. Yeah, I think we're going to see 3.
I was gonna say 3.
Yeah, Grace and I say 3. Brady says 0. You said what?
I said 2.
Okay.
Write that down. I should have written all these down.
Yeah.
Next
I
time.
think we can go back and probably listen to it.
Yeah.
Again,
As you can. You can
Oh,
watch it
and
on demand, listen on audio, wherever you get your audio podcast platforms.
Easy.
You know what I mean.
Yes.
Good people.
Also, Robert would like to say, Brady, loved your questions yesterday. You did a great job. Again, if you are watching us on YouTube, please hit the subscribe button, like this podcast. It really helps us out. Again, I forget to remind you guys that every week. And please leave some comments. And if you're rewatching this show, love a comment to.
Yeah. You know, sometimes it's cool in the comments to hear that you like the show. All the likes are great. Last show got more likes than any other show we've had. But the like 80% of the comments talked about how much we hate a team, which is crazy.
It's not. I don't know about 80. I feel like that's a little high, but
80% of 20 is 16. Thereabouts.
Math this early in the morning.
That's how we do it.
But honestly, you guys hang out with us tomorrow, 11 Central at Chicken N Pickle.
Yes.
And we're going to hang out. We're going to do the live show. Maybe we can have some of you guys on the show, and we're going to play some pickleball tomorrow. I think it'll be really, really fun.
I can't wait. I will try my best to run and walk like a human, but we'll see what the foot is up to. Sometimes it can't be trusted. Brady's going to play. Yeah, you are. He's shaking his head no, but he doesn't have a choice. So it's for content. We have GoPros and everything.
Yeah, Hobby Sooner. I'm with you. I said it. I'm not sure if you caught it when we were going over this. I'm curious what Patty had the team do to prepare for Pickens, since she wouldn't revel it in the press conference. Me too.
I have a guess.
You have a guess.
I have a guess, but I'm gonna hold. We'll talk about it off air.
Okay.
Because I want to go back and watch some at bats before the game. I'm gonna go check with our friends at Synergy.
Oh, yeah?
Do
you have a guess of what they did to prepare?
I think so. I think so. But I want to go back and watch a couple things.
All right.
Anything else before we go?
No, if you guys have any questions, let us know. We'll see you tomorrow at the Chicken N Pickle.
Ooh, Flash Nick's comment up before we go. Over/under on funnel cakes consumed by Softball America staff.
Oh, I don't like funnel cakes.
Really? Tara. Brady looks incensed. I've never seen Brady this angry, honestly. I'll go. I think I would set the number at 2.5.
I'm gonna probably have like 100 teas from the tea.
The tea wagon.
Yeah, that's more of a.
Oh.
Yeah. Oh.
Why is that there? I don't know. That just popped up. Well, hey, and also Nicole, me, Gray, we're all going to be wandering. So I don't know why it keeps popping up. So feel free to say hi.
Those are likes.
Thanks, guys. Wow. So feel free to say hi while we wander
sparkles.
And collect content and video and all that fun stuff. And Brady, we'll probably need you to put on the graphic as we get ready to say goodbye here on Good Morning Softball America. For my wonderful partner, the delightful Tara Henry. Cheyenne, we missed your adjectives today.
Oh,
I'm Gray Robertson. Thank you so much for joining us on GMSA, and we will see you tomorrow at Chicken N Pickle and maybe tonight on The Dirt.
Ooh.
Stay tuned. It depends on how late the last game goes. Until then, have a good day, everybody. Enjoy the softball.